The battle over New York sanctuary city status is heating up in the city council.
Republican council members introduced legislation to repeal New York's sanctuary city status. So joining us this morning to elaborate on what happens next is the chair of the Immigration Committee, Brooklyn Councilwoman Avilés. So great to have you here, Councilwoman. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk about this and if your committee will actually be reviewing the legislation and putting it to a vote that the Republican members have put forth.
Yeah, I guess first thing I should say is repealing sanctuary policies and laws makes no one safer in New York City. These have been policies that have been passed bipartisan over decades and proven to keep people safe and proven to support. The fundamental element of public safety is trust between immigrant communities and both police and city agencies. And so, you know, our interest is to ensure that we continue to use proven policies that keep people safe, that hold communities intact. And so there is no timeline to hear the legislation. I think our policies are working quite fine.
So if it's not repealed, what's the likelihood that it could be revised at least and maybe allow the NYPD to work with ICE agents, immigration agents?
So what's interesting about this is that the New York City detainer laws actually allow for cooperation with immigration authorities. Once a person is convicted of a violent crime or 170 felonies. So this notion that there is no collaboration or inability to collaborate is just untrue. That is written into the law. So once a person is convicted of a crime and ICE gets the judicial warrant, they can in fact do everything that they want to do. And that was written into the law. It's been in the law for decades.
That's convicted of a crime. ICE was saying that they want to be notified and work with the police before the conviction.
They want to usurp a due process, right? Everyone deserves a due process. They deserve to go through the criminal legal system. And if they are convicted of a crime, ICE can do what they say they want to do.
Where are we standing on the issue of getting folks the jobs that they want, right? So many migrants, asylum seekers are looking for that work. The mayor talks about getting the work. And obviously the visa issue and work visa issue is a roadblock. So how is that looking?
Yeah, so we just recently had a hearing on workforce development, work opportunities for new arrivals, and even longstanding immigrants who have been in New York City who are in various stages of their immigration process. Everyone comes to this country because they want to establish a life and opportunity. And work is the number one thing everyone says they want to do. They are willing to work, they want to work. And so we have to figure out ways to both remove barriers, such as getting identification, also helping with language, right? English is, foundational. And so providing the support so that people can get the opportunity to work is really important. We know there are delays, and we know there are policies, unfortunately, that constrain a process rather than support people to move along that opportunity. So we're just working really hard to figure out, as a city, how do we support that to get people on the path to opportunity, to be able to support themselves and their families.
Let's switch gears now and talk about something else the City Council is looking at, and that's broker fees. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, I support the FAIR Act. I think this is about if I'm not hiring a broker, why should I foot the entire bill of the broker? I think, it's like asking someone else to pay for the plumber that I'm hiring. So I think this is a rational policy. I think the sector is pushing against it and haven't looked at the things that are inequitable and unjust within its own sector and just kind of enable what they know is. And we're actually one of 2 cities in the country that does this practice, us in Boston. So I think, I'm excited to be able to pass this legislation.
You think it'll pass?
There's a lot of work to do in this whole sector. We're in a housing crisis, and this doesn't stop brokers from collecting fees for people that hire them. So it has no bearing on that. It just says a tenant doesn't have to bear the full brunt of the cost for a broker that's hired by someone else.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about something else that the City Council Speaker wants to put forward, and that's this bill for a ceasefire in Gaza, right? where do you stand on that issue? There was reporting in the papers that were saying that the city council, some members are not in favor. They feel like their hand is being forced to put forth a vote on that measure. And what does that mean when a city council puts forth a measure like that, how it actually plays out in real time?
Right. So, the city council is, one of the largest local governing bodies in the country, right? And so we have a responsibility and a role to put forward opinions and to put forward policies. That's why we took this job. So I am in support of a ceasefire. I want an end to all violence. I want children to live in dignity and have everything they need. And I just, there's no other way to say it. We want an end to violence. We have the largest Jewish community, the largest Palestinian community in anywhere of the country, and we want people to live in peace. And we want to put forward a message of peace. And put all the noise aside, there's more than 40,000 people that have been killed in this conflict, and every day hundreds more, primarily women and children. We want it to end. So, I think we're having conversations, and I hope our colleagues can come to the floor and say what they need to say. They vote their conscience and make their positions known. I would like peace.
Yeah. Important conversation.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Avilés, thanks for taking the time to
Thank
come in and
you.
speak with
Thank
us
you.
this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.